Okay, please retrospect this test method. As you can see, after the external service factory is mocked, we do nothing. We just call the real method directly. But as we found, this method will return null value, right? So if we wanted use the null value and call get value and method will through non-point exception, right? So actually, in Mockito, no started method or mock objects will return default values. What is a default value? Such as null for an object type and false for a boolean type and zero for integer type. However, Mockito allows us to change the default settings to retain the other values um, p-configured. Yes, and during the so far Mockito orders, Mockito provided six pre-configured answers to for us to use. Now let's first give the stubbling statement for our mock objects and then compare the different. Okay, let me copy this nested class and nested stop it statement. All right, this is mock objects. We use mock annotation created, and now we also need to mock um, another object that is the external service. All right, external service and mock annotation. Okay, so far as external service factory is not null, and the external is service is not null, but we call the create external service will still retain the null value. So if we execution this test method, will still through the null point exception, right? So we needed to do some statement, stubbing statement do return. As you can see, it's provided by Mockito. Okay, as you, oh sorry, external service when export is first. Oh, sorry, export is by static way. Okay, when external factory service create external service, right? Now we completed the stop-it statement declare execution this nested test class. Oops, the test case execution field, but the assertion field reason is different. That is, we expected null point exception, but actually this statement will not return the through the exceptions, so we can remove the executables defined and at here. And of course, we can do some assertion at here, but I think no need. If this test method not through exceptions that approve our statement is take effort. Okay, execution again. Okay, now our test case execution successful, right? So we retrospect this test method and inside the mock annotation, we will find an existing answer that is the return default. What means the return default? Let me open the PowerPoint. As you can see, here existing some basically peer configured answers as follow as settings that are allowed. The first is return default. Actually, return default is the default configurations in Mockito. All right, that means if we mocked object types will return now, the default value is now, and boolean is a false. I'm already mentioned. And also existing another's is the return smarty nows as returns mocks and deep steps and real mocks and the return selves. This is introduced after Mockito 3 origins. Okay, I just will explain the return defaults and the return deeps stubbings. Okay, open the source code again, and you will find at the source code defined 6 answers, right? Okay, and we inside the global config and here get default method and inside the get default answer, right? Okay, as you can see, at here default answer will return empty values inside the source code. Existing a method named as the return value for, right? If our return value is primitive, I will return the we invoke this method, and you can see it's divide several, right? It gives the default value. Okay, as you can see, right? And if the iterable will return the array list, but the size is 0, and the collection is a linked list and a hash set, and so on. So I will not explain one by one. Okay. So we already have a solution to avoid the non-point exception at our source code. Now we will use and practice the deep mock. Okay, nested deep mock. Deep mock. Now we no need to mock the external service anymore. We just change the configurations at here. You can see it's the answer and the answers choice deep stubs. All right, it's enough, and we delete this code line and execution this again. Okay, our test is passed. You will find if we choose the return deep smoke away, Mockito will help us to not only mock the external sales factory, but also mock the default value about um, external service. That it means it's a deep mock. So when we invoked the create external service will not be now, so will not through the null point exception when we access the get value method, right? Okay, this is about deep mock. Sometimes it is very useful for us, but I suggest you use the stubbling statement that will be easy to maintain in future, right? Okay, see you next lecture.